All right, guys. So just so you guys know, what we're going to do now is, we've already done step one, which is picking your domain. You should have your domain that we're going to send this traffic. You want to send this traffic to. Step number two, you should have found the keywords. We went over 5 different ways to do that. And one thing I would like to say before we move further into step 3 is. Dave and I were kind of discussing in the middle of the thing, and I asked him, again, I was like, yeah, I know it kind of sucks that I had to have you go through and look at the, manually go and do the stuff. But I want to be clear with you guys, and I've been actually using this traffic strategy and kind of been keeping my mouth shut about it for a long time, and I think I started using it in 2006. And the reason I say that is because I used to do everything manually. Everything. For years I've done it manually. And the reason I got that software created is so that I was sitting back and I was like, man, this really sucks. I don't want to be doing this anymore. So I got the software created so that I just didn't have to do it. So I just want to be clear. You guys do have access to that software. You're free to utilize that as much as you want. Like one-time fee, whatever. But it just makes your life easier for this. So I just want to be clear. Like we've all gone through the same thing on that. So one of the things I want to show you and I want to reveal to you guys is the traffic source we're about to use is going to be allow us to get to be able to get lots of traffic. Really endless amounts of traffic. We could turn it up, we could turn it down, we could make a lot of things happen. Before we get in there, I just want to share with you, a lot of people fail at this traffic strategy, using this traffic method. And I want to ensure that you guys succeed. And the reason I bring that up is because one of the biggest failures is the fact that people they send the traffic to the wrong size domain. Wrong size page. And but you can still send it to the right size page. And what I wanted to bring up is the fact that when you look at the average size of a website, most people look at their websites in a certain certain size. However, if we sent ours, and actually I'm going to switch over and I want to show you, in order to win at this traffic source, and I'm going to switch screens. Let's see here. I'm going to change presenter back to me. And, yep, and I'm going to show my screen right now. So, Dave, let me know when you can actually see my screen. And it should be showing your page.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So, here's one of the biggest mistakes people do. Like, we did pick the domain, and he wanted to drive the traffic to this domain. Now, driving the traffic to this domain is good, and we can do that. However, we want to use a strategy that, in order to get people to this domain. Outside of the traffic source, the reason why people fail is because they actually send the traffic straight to their main domain. And the fact of the matter is, that's not right. Because here's the deal. This traffic source that we're going to be using only allows, has a viewable area of about 775. 775. So let me just show you the size. 775. It's right in here by 400. If I can move my mouse right in here. So look at this. This is about the viewable size where I'm moving up and down of what people are going to see. So if we actually drove traffic to this page, nobody's going to see the whole thing. So what we want to do is we want to keep it in this size where this, the red space is. And, so most people get stuck here. And this is why everybody that out there is teaching you dead wrong if they're even teaching you about this, or why people are screaming, oh, this traffic source doesn't work and all the other crap. It does work. It's just the fact that the people that are doing it are idiots, or the people that are taught the people that are doing it are idiots. And I want to teach you something, and I want to share with you something that I learned a long time ago. And it's something that I don't think anybody out there ever does. I don't know if anybody even teaching this kind of stuff that I'm about to share with you. And it's why people are actually failing at this traffic strategy. and it's called the pre-frame strategy. And a lot of times when I'm doing things, I've done some huge launches over the years. And hey, Dave, actually, this is interesting to know. Did you remember? Were you ever around, or maybe you bought or followed me? Did you know me before? Did you know anything about me before we met at Dan Kennedy's?
Yes.
Were you around when I did the Matt Bacak Retires, where I retired my event and
Yes.
I sold it for like $1? Okay. All right. So just so you guys know, I did this huge launch, and I just want to share this with you guys. And Dave, I don't know if you actually know this. So we ended up split testing that page about 26 different times. And anyway, long story short, that launch actually did. I sold 15,000 people in less than 7 days. At all, and it was on a reoccurring thing. So I actually picked up over $300,000 a month in reoccurring. And one of the key factors in that launch was the idea of the pre-frame. And to kind of give you a general idea, what a pre-frame does, it pre-frames the page that we're going to send it to. So we want to drive traffic to your page, like right here with this one is going to be USA Direct Credit Repair. But what we want to do is we want to pre-frame that before they come there. So it's like it creates an environment that creates, and nobody really talks about this one thing and this one phrase. It's called click consistency. What we want to do is we want to get people or train people to take an action, and the more actions people take, the more likely they're starting to buy into the concept. And what we want to do here is basically create a pre-frame page. So when this traffic comes in, they're going to a page that frames the next page, which is going to be the page you picked when I said pick a domain. So so just so you know, so that's going to be a key factor in this and why most people fail. Now, let me give you an idea. On the pre-frame page on my we call it the retires promotion, even though I didn't really retire. I retired my event. Some people got that wrong and actually kind of missed over that idea. But the fact is, what we did is our pre-frame page in this, I don't know if, Dave, you remember this, but my pre-frame page in this was a screenshot. It was like, I did like $3 million that year or a year before, and I took a screenshot of the $3 million, and I said, suppose you can earn money like this or something like that. And it's like, click here to learn how, or, and then they clicked on that, and then they went to the next page. And that's kind of the idea. So do you get I want to make sure, Dave, you get the kind of concept. Does that make sense, or is there anything I need to be clear on the idea of the concept of the pre-frame? Because I really want everybody to get this.
No, I definitely understand it.
Okay. So can you restate it so that they can hear it from a different perspective?
Well, basically what you're doing is you're driving them to a page that I would call it an opt-in, but you don't have to opt in, but you definitely get them to that page that fits right in their window. So it says everything that you want to say in a little, I'll call it a micro sales letter, to drive them to your real page that they'll have to scroll around on, where if you do the pre-frame in the proper size, they can see the entire message and go directly to where you want them to go.
Right. And we don't have to, and I'll just kind of clarify some things for people. We don't have to say the whole entire message. We just got to say enough to create the curiosity to get them to click to go to the next page. So, because, I mean, one of the big thing is we kind of are setting them up. It's like kind of the setup. It's kind of like teeing them up for the next page is another way to say it. Or it's kind of like, I mean, if you really think about this, and Dave, you and I know this, we've studied a lot of the same copywriters, and a lot of especially, and I could give credit to Joe Sugarman. He's the one that I kind of like brings in my mind who said this concept. It's kind of like, when you write copy, it's like a slippery slope. Well, imagine it's being, it's like sliding to the next page is kind of what we're looking. Instead of slippery slope down, we want a slippery slope to the next, slide or slip to the next page. And so that's kind of what a pre-frame page is, to get them to move to the next page. And and that's where we're kind of going, is so that we can get all of the or something in this area in about a 700 and was 775 by 400 viewable area, and have enough to get them to build the curiosity to go to the other page, but actually know that what's on the other page is right. And what happens is like I said, it creates click consistency, but it really gets you even more targeted visitors to your page. And I found that and just so you guys know, the side benefit of what I'm teaching you right now is you can utilize it for a lot of other things that you're doing. Outside of this kind of traffic, I don't see anybody. I think I'm the only marketer that I've ever seen that actually really utilizes pre-frame pages the way that I do. I've used it for selling affiliate products, and you guys, and let's just say that somebody's listening right now and saying, well, I don't have a page. Well, guess what? If you're selling an affiliate product, you can do the same exact strategy and have them have them slide to the affiliate product. You don't even need to have your own product to do this, which is kind of cool. So, he's got his own, so we're going to drive it to his own. But for you, if you don't have your own page, that's perfectly all right. We can actually create a pre-frame page to the actual to an affiliate link. And that's actually how I have done it, where I actually will with the traffic source, the traffic source isn't emailing, but if the traffic source is emailing, sometimes I'll actually take a little bit extra time to do it. And how I've done it, like for example, this was actually a pretty cool concept, and it worked like gangbusters. My EPCs were through the roof when I did do it. So just to share with you, Dave, like one time Ryan Dice came out with a killer product, and I was like, man, I want to really promote this. Pretty heavily, and I wanted to do really well for it. So I created a pre-frame page, and on the pre-frame page was a video of like, hey guys, watch this. I'm going to buy this product. I think it's so great, I'm going to buy it myself. And I actually videoed myself going and buying the product. And then I said, you can go here and get it too. Like underneath it was a link, click here to get it. And they clicked the link, went to the page, bought it, and it just jacked my EPCs through the roof. So basically all I did is I pre-framed him with the, the idea that, hey, look, I went and bought this. You should go buy this too, kind of idea. So, let your mind wander with the ways that you can utilize this. And I will tell you guys, if you get this, get this concept of the pre-frame outside of for what we're even talking about. Like I said, that alone, it's like, I don't know what you invested in this because we're doing a dime sale on it, but or however it is, whenever you got it. But the fact is, that concept alone can make you a lot more money than you invested in this program. That's for damn sure. But you're clear on it, right, Dave?
Yes.
All right, cool. So with that being said, what we've got to do is create a page that pretty much is about. Whoops, that was weird. All right, it was about this side. That we're showing you right now. This is the viewable area where the traffic's going to see. So we've got to create a page, and if actually we did take a screenshot of just this isn't going to work. So we've got to create a page that makes that happen. So what I've done for Dave, and I'm actually going to give you the same exact thing, I've created a file that actually allows us to be able to give us the right area to be able to do it. Now, the reason I said most people fail at this because they actually look at the size wrong. They don't look at the viewable area, and I want to be very clear. I said viewable area, not the area. A lot of people, everybody thinks it's 800 by 400 for what we're about to do. The fact is, it's not. The viewable area is 775. 775 by 400, not 800 by 400, and that's where people lack, and that's why their stuff isn't working as well as it should. And a lot of people don't even tell you that because they don't know, because they're just regurgitating crap that they heard from somebody else. They have never even tested or done any of this stuff. So just wanted to share that with you. So that's about the same. That's about the size we need to do. So with it being said, I want to give you guys, want to make sure that you guys do understand about the pre-frame, and that's what we're going to create now is the pre-frame. So in the members area or on the download page, you guys are going to get access to a pre-frame page that I'm going to show you. So I will tell you, I typically use what's called a WYSIWYG piece of software to edit my stuff. And I like to use front page. I'm old school. I like to use front page. Some people on here might use Dreamweaver. I don't want to argue which one's best, but I'm basically gonna tell you guys there's a free piece of software that you can download, and if you go to Google and you search NView, NVU, you're going to be able to find a piece of software that you can download for free, and it's called right here. It says free download. You can download the software for free. If you've got Windows or whatever, you could use it. I actually have Windows, so I'm going to utilize this for it. So just to kind of walk you through these steps, if you guys already have one, you guys can skip forward, but I'm going to walk you through. If you don't have a website editing software, you're going to need one to make this happen. So I'm going to download NView. It's free. I'm going to come over here and see where it says. I'm going to open this file right here, and as it downloads, I need, let's see here, I'm going to extract this, and just to make life easier for me, I'm going to actually move it to my desktop with everything else that's on there. So I'm going to download it to my desktop. You can download it to your desktop too, so you have it. Now, somewhere on my computer, it went, which is probably right here. So when I do open it, you're gonna find the folder on your computer, and you're gonna find this button right here where it looks like it has the purple button, and you're gonna open that up. And what this is gonna do is allow us to edit a piece of software. You also want to make sure that you go to the download area, and you're gonna download a folder. And I'm gonna give you a folder that's gonna say preframe. And you're going to find a preframe folder, and that's inside the preframe folder is going to be the page that we're going to use. So on there, so I've got NView opened up. I'm going to go over here, go to File, and wherever you save that, save the download, because you're going to need to go download the file we gave you, and you may have to unzip it to get the folder on your computer, but the folder we're looking for is called preframe, and inside the preframe page is a folder called index. Now, if you noticed, as I went here, it said it looks for HTML files. So if you're looking there and you don't see it, it's actually a PHP file at this moment. So what you got to do is you got to come over here and drop it down where it says text files. We'll just do all files, and you'll notice that it will pop up right here. And we're going to select this, and we're going to push open. Now, as we do, it stopped working. Great. All right, guys. So you probably right now you just downloaded NView, and what I need you to do is basically open up NView, and you're going to find it in the NView folder. It's probably going to say like NView1.PR, and then you're going to open it up. So you're going to find the purple little NView looking, thingamajigger right there, which is actually the application, and we're going to double click on that. And when we double click on that, it's going to open up on your computer. And as you open up in your computer, there's another thing that you're going to want to do. On the download page, I'm going to give you a folder, and that folder I'm going to give you is actually called preframe page. And in that preframe page, in that preframe folder, what it's going to do is it's going to have a file in there, and that file is going to be called index. Index is basically the name of the file. So you should have downloaded the preframe folder, and actually I'll move it to my desktop just so you guys have it in the same. We have it kind of in the same place. So you've got your preframe page. We've got the NView and the preframe page, and you probably download it to your folder or your index page. So if it's there, we're good. So now what we got to do is go to NView. And so inside NView, we're going to click the Open button, and then if you have it on your desktop, which is probably where most people put it, if you have it on your desktop, we're going to have to open it up. So in there, there's a folder called Preframe. You're going to find the Preframe folder, Preframe. So on desktop, go back. You should see a folder called Preframe. You're going to open up Preframe, and you're going to find a file called Index. You're going to double click on that or click on it and then push open. When you open it up, it's going to have a file look like this. Remember that size I showed you? I'm going to come over here and just actually grab it in my history. Maybe. Maybe I didn't save it. I didn't. So, but this is the size, the exact size. Actually, you can see right here, 400, and then it's the width of this area, and it's actually this whole area right here is 775. So this is the perfect area that we need to have in order to make this happen. So in this area, this is going to be where we're going to basically utilize only this area to pre-frame the next page, which in this case is going to be his site over here, this page right here. Now, what we did just for purposes of excuse me, making things faster, we actually kind of pre-wrote what we're going to put in the pre-frame page. But for you guys, what you want to do, and I would really suggest, is looking at your page and kind of feeling, looking at some of the things that you do have on your page that you can utilize on the pre-frame page. I do like, repair your credit legally. It's pretty good on there. Now, let me just give you guys a general idea. If you're promoting right now, you guys are utilizing it to promoting your own, like let's say it's an affiliate link or something like that. I'm just going to do us a favor, and I'm going to go to clickbank.com and kind of just share with you how I would do it if that was one of mine. So let's look at the featured products they have. I'm going to scroll down, and let's just look at this one, Instant Office Cleaning Kit. So I'm going to go here. I could use, a lot of times what I do is I have this method, it's called shining the light. And a lot of people, spend a lot of time working on their headline. So you can actually utilize your headline to, add it in to the pre-frame page. So you can actually pretty much utilize like this. I can come over here in end view, and I could possibly put it in this area, in here, in that area. But look, it increased our size way too much. So here, delete. Come over here. But we could utilize, just, some of the wording that they had on theirs. Although at this time, we're not going to do it. But you can, like I said, you can go look at somebody's page and utilize if you're doing an affiliate product, you can utilize things like that. And then the call to action would be click here to find out how, or something like that. But I am going to actually go backwards, and hopefully I can keep on going back and going back and going back to make it. So right in this area is where we want to have the call to action. Right in this area is where a lot of times we want to have something, some kind of benefit that the product, whatever your product or your site, should probably put site will do for them, or your product or your service will do for them. And right now, right here, you might want to put something. I just kind of put these as place setters, just to kind of give you a general idea of what you want to put inside this area. So you could address the problem here. Maybe they're suffering from, for this purpose, actually, they're suffering from bad credit. Suffering from bad credit. Could be something that we put inside here. And so they possibly, they are suffering from bad credit if they're interested in that. So anyway, so this is the purpose of the pre-frame is kind of catch their attention and then address something that they're going to find on the next page so that we can get them to slide to the next page. So anyway, so just getting over here, we actually did do some of the work. So I'm going to actually take this and grab it. So it's and this is addressing the problem, which actually we talked right here. I put suffering from bad credit. We're going to come over here and basically this is, the answer to it. And have you had problems getting a car? Everything right here. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this in here just so I can see how this will work. All right, so basically, I am going to utilize, this area inside here. Have you had problems, getting a car or house, an apartment, or even a job because of your credit? That could be a possibility. We could possibly put it here, or we can put it here. But I want to just kind of work this so it looks right. Now, you just kind of, one of the things I do when I go is like, you don't have to get it right. You just got to get it going, and then I kind of fix it as we go. So right now, that's what I'm kind of doing, and I'll fix it as we go. How would you like these problems going away? Let's put this right in here, and we'll fix it. And the call to action, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to actually put click to the next page. So I am going to get rid of this because we do not want that formatting. All right. Now, this is actually going to be pretty decent. My eyes want to actually make this a little bit different. And actually, I'm probably going to increase the size on this a little bit. So I can go over here, just make the size a little bit larger. No, actually, I don't want to do that. Let me go back. And just so you guys know, one thing, everything on here, if you've never used one of these pieces of software, it's kind of like one of the keys to winning at this is it's just like Word. If you've used Word, you pretty much can use this. If you haven't used Word, then you might have a problem. So would you like all of those problems going away? Have you had, no, let me ask you, Dave, does this make sense, or do you like this, or is there anything, this is yours, so we can change it any way you want. What's popping out at you want to do? Go ahead.
Let's see, would you like all of, let's change those to these.
All of these.
Okay.
All right, cool. I feel there's some. Go ahead.
No little opt-in with the email there?
No. What we're going to do is we want them to click to continue to go to the next page.
Okay.
This is what we want to do because we'll lose too much traffic. We want to get to the next page here. So
okay. What
we're going to do here. So I will tell you, I've tested this where it says click to the next page, and that works really well. So you guys are welcome to use that call to action. I'm going to increase it probably a little bit on here, right about that. And I usually do keep it about that size. So what's going to happen is they're going to pretty much see, this ad right here, looking like this. Now, the one thing we got to do is it's not clickable at this moment. So where we want to drive the traffic to is back to this page, the original page we wanted to send the traffic to. So that's what we're going to do inside here, but we got to make it a clickable link. So one thing that most people don't realize is in a lot of programs, you can highlight the area and right-click, and then you can play, a kind of a game to see if you can actually do something. Right here it says create link. So a lot of times when you're in the area, so I highlight this, I can right-click on this, and I'll tell you some of the things that you can do to make that better. Right over here, I can kind of highlight, make things happen from it. But right at this moment, what I want to do is I want to right-click, and I want to push create link. Now, I'm going to put in the link to that page. And let's see what else they got here. So link right here, so it has that link. I want the link to be opened in a new window. And it actually is already set that way, but I want it to be opened in a new window. And I'm going to push OK. so let's go see what happens. So now it makes it a clickable link. I'm going to come over here and I want to look at something real quick. Create parent blank. Good. All right. So now this would be what people are going to see. You know, they'll see the whole page. They're not going to see all this stuff here, but they'll see this page. And so basically what's going to happen is they're going to see this page. It's going to frame the next page. And then if they're interested in this, they're going to click to go to the next window, the next page. And you guys can utilize this in any different ways. One thing that kind of appeared to me, and it could take away from it or it could add to it, but one thing I was thinking about, Dave, for this, which you could do, is if there was a testimonial that was really good, it might be a place to add a testimonial. This is actually pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't copy it, but you could possibly grab testimonials, grab a testimonial and put that in there so it like frames it. I mean, imagine how a testimonial could really frame the next page. Yesterday, my wife and I had a pleasure of leasing a car. In the process, letting us access both credit were awesome. Simply, my rating was 730, while hers was 649. We said, seriously, thank you for the efforts. I mean, that's a pretty good freaking testimonial. So you can always use things like that to also help. Come over here, see what else you got. Yeah, and you can't really copy these, but let's see. And those could, something like that could really help. I actually like that first one that was on the main page. It's a really good testimonial. But just for purposes, that would be something later on we can test out and try. All right, so but basically this is the idea. This will be the pre-frame page. Now what we want to do is once you've created the pre-frame page, what we want to do is we want to save the page. So I'm going to push save as, and what I'm going to do is I am going to save it in that area. So I'm going to push save. I'm going to save it in there. I'm going to minimize this just to double check the pre-frame area and see if, which time was it? So X here. That wasn't supposed to be there. You guys wouldn't have that one. And it saved the page, which was this one right here. I'm going to open this up, and this is what the pre-frames page is going to look like. So remember, I said the area was 755, I'm sorry. $755 by 400. There we go. So this is what they're going to see. Now we could probably make it. Now we know we can make this a little bit bigger, but this is what we're going to see. Have you ever had problems, getting a car, a house, apartment, even a job because of your credit? Would you like to get these go away? Click here and we could actually, now that we're reading this in the spotlight, click here to the next page. Click here to find out how. We can actually make an even better call to action, which I'm actually going to go back and do. Or is there anything since this is yours, do you think anything better you think? Click here to make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
And notice it popped it up in a new window. So that worked perfectly.
Click here to make the pane disappear.
Click here to, how would I make here? Click here to.
Click here to make your pane go away. Well, it got to go away up there.
Do you like that or no?
I think I'd like to take continue out and actually put click here.
Click, yeah. Oh, you did say that. I'm going to do that. I would like to do this. Let's save this real quick. Let's look at it outside of this.
Okay.
see, save. Yes. All right. So now, since we have it, and this isn't on the internet, this is on my computer. Just so you guys know, when you look up here, notice it's on my computer. I don't want anybody thinking that's on the internet yet, because we haven't put it on the internet. So if you didn't, what's called FTP, or you didn't load it to your site, it's not up. Don't think it is. I've had people say, I can't find it, it's not on the internet. Well, you haven't put it to the internet. I have it on my computer. All right, so what do you think?
Yeah, looks okay.
Okay. So and then one thing is, I want to just click on this to show you. So when they go, now they're going to this page. So what we're doing is, that's kind of, so to give you an idea, pre-framing the next page. And that's a good, clear indication of what the pre-frame page does. Is the purpose of the pre-frame is to get them to go. A lot of times, some of you guys can get crazy and, maybe, I mean, not crazy, but you can put, proof, testimonials, things like that to make things happen. I mean, seriously, just go all out. I mean, you never know unless you test it or try it out. But what I found is creating a pre-frame page really does help increase the the response, especially on whatever page you're sending it to. So and this really jacks up the EPCs. Like what I was saying is, so for this one, since we are sending to this page right here, it does really help. Another thing is, if it was a sales letter, we can actually get ideas from looking at their headlines. A lot of times I'll take ideas from the headlines. I could take ideas from other places. You can even utilize their testimonials. You can do a lot of different things like that. I mean, that's just on that one. Let's go over here and look at this one. Here's another one. I don't know if I would actually use that headline, but whatever. Looks like a terrible, sorry if you're actually listening. It's horrible, horrible, horrible thing. Let's look at this one. Maybe this one's good. As from the better grades, smarter, not harder. Let's see if they got a cool, get better grades now. Yeah, don't study. Actually, they allow, here we go. Don't study harder, study smarter. Interesting speed study program anyone could use. We could actually take this, utilize this, put it inside here, click here to find out how. I mean, literally, do stuff like that to make the pre-frame page. So hopefully you guys really get different. I mean, even this right here, discover, speed study. So like you can utilize headlines to really make, to pre-frame the next page, to make things happen. So we will, just to kind of give you a general idea. So if you guys don't have a product, your own product, and you want to drive it to an affiliate page, the answers are a lot of times right here in the headlines of different pages. So, but sometimes their headlines are horrible, like that one. But that gives you a general idea what happens. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move to the next stage on it. So once so first step is we got to get this pre-frame page created. Now, once we have this pre-frame page created, because remember this is on my desktop, this is not on my up on the internet. So one of the easiest ways to do it is you can actually FTP it up there. You can utilize an FTP program. I like to use FileZilla. Another thing you could do is actually an easy way to make things happen is you can actually go to, if you're using a control cPanel or cPanel, if you're on a Unix or Linux server, typically you're going to have a program called cPanel, which is just like this. If you've seen this before, and it's lowercase cPanel, typically you can log in to the cPanel, and Dave, before we started, gave me access to his. And just to show you, this is with HostGator. Everybody, even though it's going to be like a different look and feel, one thing is pretty certain in cPanel. When you scroll down, they're going to have a thing called File Manager. So you don't even really need an FTP program. You can just actually go to the File Manager. And if you've got multiple different sites on there, you might have to change it here. But right here, this is the actual site we want to go to. So I'm just going to push go. As I push go, it's going to allow me to pop into his account. And here's all the pages we are looking at. So, yep, is this right? These are all the pages, right? Just want to
Yeah.
make sure I'm in the right place. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here where it says upload, and I'm going to go find the folder. So, and that is the right place, just to make sure. And I'm going to grab the pre-frame folder. And actually, I don't want to do that. Why is it not letting me bring the folder in? I want the folder. So I'm going to scroll back one because that's not really good. So we want to make a folder. I'm going to push new folder. I'm going to make a folder, call it P-R-E-F-R-A-M-E. Push create folder. And we find this folder called preframe. So now what I'm going to do is open up this, and then I'm going to go to upload. As I go to upload, so we're in the right thing where it says preframe, I'm going to scroll, I'm going to go back and go find that preframe folder. And I want to find the last one edited. The last one, see where it says date modified, and you should be able to find the last one you modified. I'm going to grab that, push open, and it's right now, looks here, should be ready. And there's the index file. So now what we need to do is we need to go double check to make sure that that was updated. So the reason we did that, if you move that index folder on without creating a folder, then you would have just changed the main page to your page, and you don't want to do that. So be very, very careful. Let me kind of go through the steps again. If you are doing this process, if you're FTPing, if anybody knows anything about FTPing, then you just FTP the whole folder up with the file in there. However, in this point, right here, we're going to go to the document. We're going to go inside the right folder. The right document. You're going to have to go and create if you do it this way, the file manager, create a new folder, and then insert in the folder, insert the index file. If you actually uploaded the index file, you will remove your main page, and you're screwed. So I just want to be very careful and let you guys know about that. Now, so just so you guys know, when I did the upload, if you upload, if it doesn't say your domain /preframe, stop what you're doing, go all the way back, because you did not go and add a new folder. And the new folder you want to call it, just name it preframe. All right, so I'm going to push cancel. And we've got the preframe page, the preframe folder here. I'm going to open up the preframe folder, and we've got the index file. So the index file is there. So now how we check it is you go to yourdomain.com. So I'm going to go to www.usacreditrepair.com /prefra, preframe, and there we go. So now this is on the internet. So notice it's the domain.com /preframe. So now it's on the internet. So now you can click the button, just make sure everything works. Boom, it works perfectly. Because just so you know, if you did not do it right, it's going to erase this page, and this is what we do not want. We want to drive it to that page. So we're good. So Dave, just so you know, I need you to have this domain. It's yourdomain.com /preframe. And we want to save that, because that's where we're going to start driving the traffic to using this traffic source. So you have that, right?
Yeah.
And we're good. And you double checked on your side that we have it. So we should be good on there. So what we're going to do inside the area, in the download area, I'm going to give you access to, if you don't want to do the cPanel, file thing, because you're afraid you're going to screw something up, I will give you access to the program that I use, which is called FileZilla, and give you a link to download that, so you can download it and use FileZilla, and also a video to show you how to do it. Or you can also go in the cPanel, but I want to be very clear when I did that is make sure you add a new folder, you call it preframe, and you not just call it preframe, but then you upload the index file to the preframe area, or you're gonna hurt yourself. So so just to be clear on there, and so hopefully, did you think I gave clear instructions, on that? Because I'm really worried that somebody might mess that one up.
Yeah, that looks nice and clear to me.
Okay. All right. So just so you guys know, that's all I did was I went to the file manager and did it from the file manager inside the control panel, inside cPanel. So I'm going to exit this out. I'm going to exit this out. We've got the page. It's up. It's ready to go. It's driving to this page, which is perfect. So guess what? We're ready to rock and roll. So now what we need to do is I'm going to switch presenters. So Dave, I'm going to give you control, so you might want to get ready. And what we'll need to do is get ready to actually on yours when you're showing. I would actually probably pull up your page, the page that we have with me and you, and throw up yours just so that we have your information up before we move to the next page. So I'm going to actually switch it over to you right now. All right, cool. All right, so we're good to go on there. So now what I want to do is, now that you got the pre-frame page, and so if you guys haven't got the pre-frame page done, if you haven't got it uploaded, then there's no reason to go further. So you probably want to stop the video. You want to stop the video and get that done and make that happen. So I'm just going to assume and keep on moving forward and assuming that you did do it. So if you did do it, then you're ready to move forward. And where we got to go next is, and I'll take you there in a second, is getting into the traffic. So let me just write down a few quick notes on that. So on what I just said. So I'm going to do FileZilla. FileZilla. I'm going to give you guys end view on the download page, and I'm also going to give you the pre-frame page template. I'm just making some notes to make sure. Template. All right. So the pre-frame page template. So you guys are good to go on that. Now, now that we have that, so step number 1 is you picked the domain. Step number 2 is you found keywords. Step number 3 is we got the proper size page, which I call the pre-frame page, which you guys should have that on there. So step number 3. I'm sorry, so step number 4 is moving to the fun part. Step number 4 is we're going to get this account and start sending, get everything set up so we can start sending the traffic. So that's where we're going next, is we're going to start making that happen. And from there, so actually, this is a good time to quote unquote, you guys. We're gonna continue actually, Dave, but we're gonna stop this as a video, and then we're gonna start it back up on that. But because the next part we got to do is we got to set up the account. We're gonna start driving traffic. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do that in the next video.